What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, today's video is really important. In today's video I will show you what course of action led you to the current situation, and I have to admit that just one part of this course was the reason why you are trying to attack some entities, and you for some reasons you don't want to see the other actions that happened back in the days that were the reason of the current status. And guys, before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And you have just 2 tiers if you want to join my Patreon. And guys, here's one of the recent tweets, one of the recent posts that I made in order to show the actions that basically are happening inside the Discord chat. Here's the week of July 7, July 13th. This week, for the first time, I prepared a short list of 6 tickers that, in my opinion, were at very interesting points in their movement, making it easy to enter profitable short trades. It was published on July the 10th. Over the next 2 days, 5 out of the 6 tickers lost between 4% and 16% of their value, offering strong potential profits. Only one ticker continued to move sideways. If you can see the ticker list and the original post in the picture. And here is the tickers that were mentioned by me on July the 10th. Moderna, Coinbase, Oracle, SoFi and ALB. On top of that, UPST was also mentioned at this post. And you can track the price action right after this posted, tickers were posted, and you can prove my words. Additionally, a broader list of more than 20 tickers of interest for potential trading was also published. As usual, I answered many questions from my students and provided a detailed analysis of the following tickers: BayAX, AEO, FI, XYZ, CGC, MSTR and PLTR. So guys, if you want to be a part of this community and if you want to benefit a lot from pretty much any conditions of the market, feel free to join my Patreon. So guys, let's begin today's video again with the John Rambo's tweets, and I have to admit that he's trying to gain some money for just a fraction of his portfolio, of his NBH portfolio, and he tries to sell 5% less than 5% of his shares. And I have to admit that not so many people believe that he can technically sell these shares, but guys, he has all the chances to do so, but the only problem for him is to find the person or entity who want to buy these shares. Unfortunately, the intrinsic value of NextBridge Hydrocarbons shares for now is literally zero. It doesn't cost anything. The only value for this stock might be discovered only through litigation processes if we can prove that some wrongdoers made wrong things back in the days that led to the current status. And only in this case, when we can prove this in court, some of you who filed a lawsuit, they can achieve the goal of basically to have to receive these payments, and then based on their results, every one of you will have a chance to do the same in your particular cases. And guys, I told you multiple times that the resolution will be on a case-by-case basis only. You will not have any let's say 2 additional days of trading, because technically speaking, Greg McCabe can do it within a blink of an eye. He doesn't need to do a lot of things in order to make NBH tradable again. But he knows that NBH doesn't have any value, and it will cost, in this case, literally zero or fraction of a penny. So Let me show you another quite interesting update, and wait a second, it is the same tweet. And yesterday I showed you the investigation of Trader Zero in regards to the actions that leaded every one of you to the current status, and he explained that the board of directors could stop the trades of MMTLP at any given moment. And let me repeat this tweet for you because it is the beginning of the thread that is very important. And then I will show you the course of actions that led you to the current status, to the current situation. Well, let me quote you this. Companies don't just have options to limit it, they can completely prevent a security from the ever trading. But that's not what Burda and McCabe did. They wanted liquidity, so they structured the A-series shares so it would trade. First off, McCabe didn't need MMTLP shares. He already had control of next bridge. He dumped 6 million plus shares into retail as they bought the hype. Burda was on deferred salary at TRCH, still made money on the side hustle through Wildcat and Week. He engineered the dividend with the registration exemption backed into the arrangement agreement, Schedule D5. He assigned a QSIP, made it fully transferable, and had no resale restrictions or legends put on it. The dividend was delivered via AST, cleared through DTC, and they did is sit back and watched it quote. No formal objections, no caveats, no corrective press release, no media blitz. Nobody is in position to do so, tried to stop it, because it was built to trade. And while retail was told to diamond-handed, Burda cashed out, McCabe sold 6 million shares and moved on to his private asset. Then they claimed it was a surprise and fraud, after they would already dumped. The old-school OTC jail play was McCabe's plan. Lock up 65,000 shareholders, then raise capital off their backs. His S1 plans to sell 40 million plus shares. Who's the target market? You. Same backholder, same retail base. And if he never does go public again, built-in buys from trapped short interest. 2.6 million shares must be covered. That's not accidental. That's an OTC strategy that goes way back. It's been done before in penny land many times. I can prove with filings that 1. Burda issued the Series A MMTLP with a QSIP and no restrictions on transfer, fully exempt from registration, and insiders could sell shares on day 1, not subject to Rule 144. This enabled market makers and brokers to quote it when it hit AST and DTC and created plenty of shares to borrow. 2. The no-sale theory. And the exemption from registration was baked into the filings. Burda never filed a Form 211 to sponsor a listing. Nobody did. They didn't have to. No efforts were made to stop the trading once it began. Quote, the opposite. Burda pumped diamond hands and cried fraud like a little bitch. Both Burda and McCabe were net sellers and complicit in the pump, while retail was locked in for a squeeze that was never coming. This strategy was executed with an ambiguous and misleading language, and they left retail holding in the back while insiders cashed out with metered sells. MMTLP was a deliberate trap using old-school OTC mechanics. I have all the receipts. And guys, in a minute I will show you all the receipts and all the evidence of these actions. But first of all, let me show you the set of actions that led you to the current status. And first of all, guys, it was the TRCH and MMTLP merger. And in the result of this, MMTLP was created as a placeholder of their oil and gas assets. Then, occasionally, MMTLP has become publicly traded, and we know that it wasn't a coincidence. Because of Trader Zero's investigation, he basically can prove it that it was made intentionally. Next one, short attack on MMTLP or potential pump and dump scheme. And guys, in somewhere here, From the point where MMTLP has become publicly traded, you were introduced to this story by some people who potentially were paid in order to attract more attention to this story, and that is how you became the MMTLP shareholders. Only fraction of you held an original TRCH shares, and they became MMTLP shareholders through the merger and through the spin-off. And this is just a fraction of the entire 65,000 plus MMTLP shareholders. So, and guys, this is the question: what was the real actions behind the scenes? Was it a short attack on MMTLP, or was it a pump and dump scheme? And here is the point where the lawsuit against John Burda and George Palikers appears. So, next one, U3 halt, tool that was implemented 2 days before the anticipated date. This is the only action that was made by authorities, and this is the only bullet point that a lot of retail investors want to see as the reason of this entire story. Next one. University lands contract termination. These actions was the result of the inactions of board of directors of MMTLP, because we know that for several years Greg McCabe didn't pay for these leases, and that is why this contract was terminated. Next one, we don't have any meaningful explanation of this story from the board of directors. And to be honest, I have to admit that just one press release was made from, I believe, end of 2022. And the second one was made when the university land contract was terminated. And to be honest, these two press releases didn't tell us anything and didn't explain us anything in regards to the current status of MMTLP shareholders and the upcoming events that should happen in order to help current MMTLP shareholders. So, and another bullet point is inactions of the board of directors. Guys, inactions, I mean that not only a press release wasn't released in just for the last several years at this moment, but we know for sure that Greg McCabe can make the next bullish hydrocarbon shares tradable again. And he can do it within a blink of an eye, literally, with just a fraction, not a fraction, but with the tiny fees that he has to pay, and with filings of just a couple of documents. But guys, you can see that there is 7 bullet points in this list. Only one bullet point is related to the actions that were made by authorities, and these actions. Well, yes, the result of these actions was the U3 halt, and this U3 halt is the reason why a lot of people didn't have any chance to leave MMTLP story, to leave MMTLP position. And guys, at the very beginning, the very first link, I believe, in the comment section under each and every of my videos is another video that I made back in December of 2022. I believe it was made on December the 7th. 2 days before the unexpected U3 halt. And at this in this video I explained to you that you should leave your position because this story becomes extremely shady, and the problem is that because of the T+2 rule, you potentially could not have any time to settle the trades, and that is why the trades could be stopped 2 days before the anticipated date. And it happened, guys. So, and that is the only shady part, and for some reasons, basically I expect that this video will not be the most popular among the list of MMTLP videos that I made, but I know that a lot of people promoted this story that it is the only problem of MMTLP case. But guys, we have 7 bullet points and only one of them related to the U3 halt. Let me show you an explanations, the receipts. Let me show you the receipts of Trader Zero, where he explained that it was made intentionally. So here is the receipt number 1. Registration exemption, no sale theory. From Torchlight's arrangement agreement X 2.1 Schedule D5, the dividend of RTO acquirer preferred stock to be declared prior to the effective time will be exempt from registration under all applicable securities laws. They had the 3A10 exemption as X 2.1 was part of the package approved in the fairness hearing and also Reg 2A3 to support it. And he added all the screenshots of these documents. Guys, it is not a bold statement. It is real actions that were made by the board of directors. Next one, the receipt number 2. Wait a second, it is somewhere here. Yes. The Series A preferred shares MMTLP were designed to trade. They were issued as an unregistered dividend under a no sale exemption under Section 3A10 and or Section 2A3 of the Securities Act, making them freely tradable on the OTC market via unsolicited quotations under an exemption under exception to SEC Rule 15C2-11. Without resale restrictions or holding periods for non-affiliates. AST had the shares delivered by the DTC. It took a day or two for NSCC CNS clearing to get ignored out, but MMTLP was DTC eligible. CNS cleared and guaranteed by the NSCC as it traded publicly from October 2021 until it was halted. Clear evidence of clean tradable paper. Receipt number 3. The Series A preferred shares were not subject to Rule 144 as restricted securities for non-affiliate shareholders, and affiliates could trade immediately in merited batches. We proved MMTLP shares were issued as an unregistered dividend under a no-sale exemption under Section 3A10 and or 2A3 of the Securities Act, making them freely tradable on the OTC market via unsolicited quotations under an exception of to SEC Rule 15C2-11. To further smash his fraud BS, Burda did not put any release restrictions or holding periods in place for non-affiliates. Burda's over-the-top crap that he called OTC and claims of fraud are ridiculous. For Burda, McCabe and other affiliate insiders like executives or large shareholders with control, the shares were treated as control securities. Affiliates resales were only subject to Rule 144's conditions such as volume limits, 1% of outstanding shares for OTC securities, as there is no average trading volume allowance. Manner of sale requirements and filing for Form 144 for sales exceeding 5,000 shares or $50,000 in any 3-month period. No holding period applied since these shares were not restricted, but a legal opinion may have been required by brokers to confirm eligibility. Roman Stoops using Grok has posted on potential violations by John Burda and Greg McCabe, questioning if they fail to comply with these resale rules, which could lead to loss of safe harbor, SEC penalties, disgorgement or civil suits under Section 5 or the Securities Act. I'm sure SEC will mention this in Act 2. Next one, receipt number 4, Burda New. The certificate of designation filed by Burda on June 14, 2021 for the Series A preferred does not impose resale restrictions or reference Rule 144, reinforcing that he made sure that shares were not restricted at issuance for non-affiliates. Insiders holding the Series A preferred shares could sell them publicly as soon as the shares became tradable on the OTC market subject to compliance with Rule 144's conditions for control securities. These conditions include, and guys, here is the conditions that were included in this exemption, but I have to admit that this fact alone leads me to the conclusion that, well, you are not pointing to the proper wrongdoers, and ask yourself honestly, where was the point when you were added, where you joined the MMTLP story. If it was somewhere here, right after the MMTLP, when MMTLP has become publicly traded, this means you were trapped by the people who orchestrated this entire story. But if you were the original TRCH holders, that in this case, guys, the only people who might be guilty in this case are the people who told you that TRCH has Torchlight Energy has a huge contract from University Leases with 3.2 billion barrels of oil. And guys, it was all orchestrated from the very beginning, and that is why the only path how we can solve the problem is through litigation processes. And we have about dozen of people who has an active lawsuits, and they are fighting for us. Any other actions will not lead us anywhere. We are here, guys. We've been doing this for more than 3 years from the point when MMTLP became tradable, but we don't have any results, any meaningful results. And that is why we have to fight only through the litigation processes, but we have to attract more and more eyes to this story, because we have to show how the things, how it was made, and who was the main problem, and what was the main problem in this story. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys until next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag,